So a lot of times when I'm modeling here, I like to just see what I can get away with, because I don't want to spend a lot of time cleaning things up right now because I may not even like this detail. There's no point in spending 5 minutes cleaning this up when it's not even a finalized detail. So I like to just apply, let's say, open subdiv with 2 iterations, and below that I can apply the data channel modifier. And I can open up this preset, auto edge crease weights, and then we can apply it as well, or load it. And you can see how with it, let me turn off enable display, it's going to crease some areas without needing to do it manually. And remember, if you do crease things manually by selecting them here or using crease sets, they're going to become corrupted as you do various operations here, from cutting, extruding, and more. So it's not really worth it to spend time creasing at this point. So you can let the data channel modifier do that for you. You can see it does a good job in some situations. We also need to do some cleaning up as well. So this lets me do the minimum amount of cleanup, basically. And I can cut here, okay. Top is relatively fine here. Do this. Alright, maybe go here instead. So you can see here, it doesn't look perfect, but it's a good kind of working solution, and you just kind of visualize what you want and don't want. So this allows you to do the minimum amount of work until you figure out or talk with your boss or teammates about what you really want to keep, and then you can spend more time cleaning that part up. So this topology is far from ideal. We've got this end gun, got this smaller triangle here, but it's not that much of a deal when you're just kind of designing things here and not finalizing things. We can even make it look better by going to a higher number of iterations here. There we go. You can see it looks pretty smooth here. Alright, back in Blender. In the comment section, I got some very nice tips for working in Blender, so I just want to say thank you for anyone who leaves tips and suggestions in the comment section. So here are some of the tips that I got. So if we create a cube, so I'm just going to tab, right click, subdivide, go to 2, alright. So then let's say that I select this edge and Control X to remove. Alright, bad topology, you can see here, the tool works, loop cut, with no problem. Whereas here, because the bad topology, the end guns, it's limited to right here. But I get this really nice comment where I can fix that. So what I'm going to do is activate X-ray mode, that's available right here. Alright, and then I'm going to use rectangle selection and select this right here. Alright, so here's what we got. Now you can right click and use subdivide to get this. GG right here. You can also press E to even this out. There you go. This is how you can insert loops even with bad topology. So thank you for that tip right there. Alright, another way to force loops through is to, for example, select this. And then you want to press Ctrl D, that's the default hotkey for connect spread. And there you go, now you can pretty much slide this where it needs to go. Alright, and then Shift A and then cylinder. So we got, let's go with 64. Alright, so let's see when to bring that down. So the slower tip is to select an edge here, then hold down Shift to select this one. Now from this point on, you can hold down Control Shift and then plus or minus to simply repeat that action. And then Control X. Once again, Control Shift plus on the numpad, and then Control X. Alright, that's one way. Another way, once again, X-ray mode. Select this, alright. Select, and then we're going to use checker deselect to get this. Control X. You can also select this, for example, select and then edge rings, and then select checker deselect. Control X. So it would be a good idea to set loops and rings and checker deselect to a hotkey. You find yourself using it a lot, but there you go. Alright, so another tip here is that when you're using spheres, instead of using one of these, you should just start with the cube right here, and then we can just subdivide and increase the smoothness to 1 here. So once again, just think about what you're doing here. In some situations, this is enough. So let's say we want to boolean a box away from here. So I'm just thinking about this. This will probably be too low. This may be too high. All right, let's go with 6. And this is something that you learn how to do as you work more with this. All right. Then we're going to let's just use this one right here. And let's move that into position. All right, let's do some... Oh, this is a bad box. But it's okay. We can just Shift-Alt. Alright, and Control-X. There we go. Now it's a good box. Alright, let's just do some more modifications here. Let's make it a little bit more complex. Let's do this. And then let's also extrude. I'm going to extrude, right-click, and then simply move it right here to get that. Alright, and we're going to boolean this. And so there's lots of tools for fast boolean. I'm just going to do it the default way just to not confuse beginners. So let's keep things simple for now. Alright, Control-A. Now I'm going to delete this. So there we go. How do we retopologize this? Well, the first thing we can do is to not focus on both sides. We just need to do half here. So let's apply mirror. Oh, that's no tip, by the way, is that don't work on both sides. We can only work on one. Alright, so that's going to be Y. We're gonna... There we go. So what this is gonna do is give us that line in the middle that lets us know when we can pretty much stop worrying. So you can choose left side or right side and then simply get the other side. What I'm gonna do just to make things more visually simple is I'm gonna Shift D, Control A, Shift D to make a copy, and then Control A to apply the first one. And then what I'm gonna do is just activate X-ray mode and just delete the left half, X and faces. Alright. We're going to need to flip that as well. There we go. So now we only need to work on this part right here. Alright, I think using the knife tool here, as you can see, got a problem situation here. So let's avoid that for now and just focus on doing this using the knife tool. So what I'm doing here is activating knife tool. I've got that set to a hotkey, Alt-C, and I press space to confirm the first one. What you can also do is right click to cancel. You can also press E to start a new cut right here. And then space to confirm all the ones that you've done. Alright, so I'm also going to do the same for right here. When you are working here, sometimes you can save the problem areas for the end. For example, if you don't quite know what to do here, save that for the end. Let's work out other things here. Alright, here we've got this happening here. You can either do GG right here and then do that. However, this will give us this kind of topology right here, a loop going all the way around here, which can be problematic when you're creating distortion-free meshes. In some situations, it might be better just to do this right here and to get this kind of topology. Alright, we're gonna X dissolve the vertex, alright. Because if you delete it, for example, if we delete this one, it's going to leave us with a hole right here. So we're going to select these. Sometimes when you use Boolean, you get this kind of floating vertices. Once again, if you guys know how to quickly get rid of these floating ones, let me know in the comment section. X and dissolve. Alright. So at this point, I want to start to cut right here. And as you can see, we have a quad here, so we're pretty much done here. So the thing is, at this point, if we keep cutting in this direction, we have nothing to connect it here. We're going to have to maybe connect to this vertex and get a triangle here. So let's think about what we're going to do here. I mean, we can do this right here. All right, and then do this right there. All right, so now we have an n-gon, a triangle, and an n-gon. So in this situation, we may just want to use the knife, I should say, right here. All right. GG. GG. All right. Maybe just kind of even things out, but doing a little bit of GG. The GG functionality in Blender is very nice here. There we go. All right. What can we do here? Well, I'm going to GG them a little bit, kind of have the meat in the middle. And then we're going to continue to cut around here. All right. Now we've got this. We have an N-gon here, so I'm just going to do that. All right. And I'm going to move this a little bit here because right now you can see we have a curve happening here, but because we just cut in the middle here, we have a straightness happening here, so we're just going to move this like so. All right. All right. Let's check for any bad topology. Please let me know if Blender, if there is a way to check if you have all quads. So in 3ds Max, what you can do is you can go into selection and then click on non-quads. And this is how you can tell 3ds Max what your non-quads are. Let me know if there's a way to do this in Blender as well. Alright, so pretty much here, we can actually get rid of this loop if necessary, if you want to here. So for example, just Control X that. So there we go. Alright, at this point, what I'm going to do is just select sharp edges. There we go. You can now press Shift E to crease that. Alright, we can reapply this. And also Control 3 for 3 levels of subdivision.